All right, guys. So, welcome to SnowCraft. You're going to get another intro from me here in a second because for some reason my mic was all screwed up. So, the audio isn't super bad. It just sounds like I'm in an echo chamber. I'm real sorry about that. Hopefully, you guys are understanding enough that you can put up with it. But anyway, enjoy the episode. Hello, Internet! Welcome back to another episode of SnowCraft, the modded Minecraft Let's Play survival that I hope we've been having a lot of fun with. As you can tell, I'm back here in the overworld, and I'm starting out here in front of my house because I've done a little bit of work with the surrounding landscape. I still got a lot that I still want to do. I still have a lot that I want to do. I want to get rid of this torch spam a little bit and just see if I can figure out a good way to hide some light sources. I've got a couple of ideas. What I would really love to be able to do is use the moss carpet, but no moss because this is 112. As you can see, I've finally put in a front walk. I finally put in a walkway going up to the front of the house. I still got to take these power lines down because there's no lines going there anymore. So I got to take the posts down and all that. But I've put in a walk, put in a little stairs, got some nice path that kind of peters out and then goes towards my factory. And I've slightly moved and rearranged the waystone here, so now it has this nice little shrine around it with a beacon beam. I just like the beacon beam. I like it. It's cool. So we've got some aluminum brass blocks underneath here that serve as the beacon base. I don't actually have the beam activated, so it isn't giving me any kind of a buff because I don't feel like I need any. My tools are so quick these days that I don't need the haste boost from the beacon or anything like that. And then obviously it's only a single layer beacon. Yeah, and then we've got the path that goes from here and it goes in towards the factory. And I've done something here that I think it's based on an actual real world concept that, as far as I know, never really went anywhere. But they had this concept for a solar roadway where basically they would take the normal asphalt roads that we have and they'd replace them with solar panels. And then those solar panels would generate electricity just while the road is sitting there baking in the sunlight. And there's a whole bunch of really good reasons to do it. You can find some videos out there on the internet going over what the proposal was and all the really cool stuff that they could do with it. And we can't do a lot of that really cool stuff here in Minecraft because you can't put anything on top of the panel and still have it generate electricity. But you can do energy generation with it. As you can tell, these are actually full. They don't have any more energy because they're actually connected directly to the grid inside the factory. They're not connected to the energy storage. So there's no way for the energy here to get into the energy core, even though the core is still full, because awakened draconium takes a long time to generate. And it would speed it up if I went and started killing the Ender Dragon over and over, but I'm not going to bother because it takes a long time. The other thing that we can do with the solar roadway idea and kind of mimicking that concept from the real world is we can actually run the energy conduits underneath it, or in fact we have to in order to get the energy out of these solar panels. And so what I've done is I've actually added a energy conduit inside my windmill tower here that comes up and connects to these two windmills that have been just sitting over here spinning for weeks, not actually doing anything because this capacitor has been full for a long time. You know, that's what they were connected to. They were just there was a wire here and it was just connected to that capacitor, and it was just full because the energy wasn't going anywhere because I had it all disconnected. So now the energy that these windmills are making is actually making its way down into the factory. It doesn't, you know, it's not hugely helpful. It's mostly going to help when I go to change that energy core over to the tier 8, because then I won't, you know, immediately lose all of my power going into my factory. And anyway, as you can tell, I've got two different panels here. These are the DU panels, which are the third tier panel, and then these are the Elite, which are the top tier panel. And the reason is that I wanted to do Elite. Let me put it this way. I wanted to do Elite all the way from there, all the way to the end. But in order to make the Elite, you need this boron acetate crystal, and you have to make it, and it's kind of complicated to make. It takes a while, and I ran out, basically. This is how much of the acetate I was able to make using the materials that I had available to me, because each one of these panels uses one of those crystals, and I ran out of crystals, so I just did DU for the rest of them. Plus, these things are extremely expensive to make. Each one of these takes 3 of these to make, and each one of these takes 3 of the advanced, and each of the advanced takes 3 of the basic. You can see how that kind of snowballs into an enormous amount of resources in order to be able to make even just this much of this. I went through so much iron. I had to go back over and find just random chunks and go in there and just start digging. You know, I've actually gone caving. I don't usually go caving in this mod, but in this pack, but I had to in order to get these resources to be able to make that much of it. Yeah. So anyway, I don't actually need to be over here, do I? Yeah, there's no reason for me to be over here. Yeah, see, there's that beacon beam, and then that's from Journey Map is what's put that beam there, but that's the one that like actually is in the world, which you can tell because when I get close, this one's going to disappear, and that one won't. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're actually going to go to the moon and do some exploring inside the dungeons. So again, we don't need to climb back up there and climb into the rocket or anything like that. We can go right to this waystone and just boop. Now we're on the moon. I love waystones so much. I probably should build a little shrine for this waystone up here. I don't really know, because I'd have to build it outside, but then I'd have to pressurize it. So I don't know. I'm probably just gonna leave it right here because it's fine. And it is missing channel. So that is the one downside. Because I'm not chunk loading this area here on the moon, these are going to lose their channel when I leave, but because I've got the battery here, it automatically reconnects the quantum ring. There it goes. So now we've got our everything active again. It's not really important. It's mostly important for the oxygen sealers, actually, because they'll you know, they're getting their power through this FE tunnel, through this peer-to-peer tunnel. So if this thing doesn't have a channel, there's no power going into the sealers, so we could run out of air in here if that doesn't connect. But it seems to quickly enough. Let's see. Yeah, see, we didn't even go through any of the oxygen that we have in our tanks. So anyway, as you can see, I've done some exploring, and I have actually located a number of dungeons around the area. In fact, if we just go in here and look at the wave shrines, you can see all the different dungeons that I've managed to find, and these are just the dungeon entrances that I've found as I just flew around for a while. You know, went fairly far out and just found these entrances and then marked them, and we're gonna go and check them out. And I think the closest one is That one over there. Okay. I didn't do anything with the path up here. I should, but I didn't. So the closest dungeon is actually that one right there. It's only a couple 100 meters away. So. And these entrances are super easy to find if you look on the map. If you look on the mini map over there, these dungeons, these entrances are so easy to find, and I can show you real quick what they look like. So you can see over there on, or well, that way on the mini map, they have that very distinctive opening, and those are dungeons. And if you look down inside here, you can see that brick. That brick pattern is what that darkness is. So let's go. We're going to go inside here. We're going to look for the boss, beat the boss, and then hopefully we'll get the schematic that we need for be able to keep going. And I'm going to make use of my night vision. I'll probably use my sword. The one problem is that sometimes the crossbow does not like to go off. See, like it just doesn't, like the crossbow, it just isn't working. Not really sure what's going on here. You can also see that the evolved monsters don't actually work on the minimap. They don't show up on the minimap, which is nice. I don't know why the creepers are doing that. Like, that's really strange. And they make they drop redstone. Like, that's where this redstone is coming from. I'm getting it from the creepers. I like how the spiders jump at you and then they float up into the air. There's the boss room. Golden apples are not the greatest food in the world, but I'm still going to take them with me. I need that. Some more music discs. And I have 3 copies of the block music disc. I think there's a recipe that lets you turn these into blank discs, but I could be wrong. Alright. It is boss time. Involved Skelly boss. Okay. Or don't put me down, you jerk. Yeah, I don't know why my crossbow doesn't. Like, it's... Put me down, you jerk. I didn't leave the room. I got picked up by the boss because he's a jerk. Apparently he's decided he's just going to shove my head into the ceiling. Okay, this is really annoying. Be nice if my crossbow would work. I don't understand why it doesn't. This is a better place. What are we doing now? You know, I was about to say, I don't understand how I'm on fire. I don't understand how I'm on fire when there's no air in the area. I have an arrow in my head. There we go. Tier 1 dungeon key. So now, we're going to use this to open that. Alright, what do we get? Some meteoric iron. Another golden apple, some dehydrated foods, and a blueprint. It is the moon buggy. So I don't need the moon buggy. I have no use for the moon buggy. I'm putting these broken spawners away because I don't need these. This is Ender.io does that. When you break a spawner, you get a broken spawner. You can fix those. Same with the spawner shards, you get those from Actually Editions. You can use those to make spawners, so if you wanted to make spawners, that's a way to do it. But yeah. And then we got the Glitchy Schematic achievement. Oh, because it's a moon buggy schematic. Real funny. I don't know why my crossbow doesn't want to work on the moon. Now it's working. Why does it sometimes not work? That's really weird. There's two different things that we can do now because we do have a schematic. So we could take this schematic and we could go to another dungeon. You see, I've got plenty of them that I've found. So we could go to another dungeon, fight another boss, and see if we get the schematic that we need in there. Or we can look around a little bit because there's usually, like I found, there's moon villages and they're kind of everywhere. So if we can find one of them real quick, we might be able to just trade for the schematic that we actually need. Because I don't care about the moon buggy. Like at all. What am I going to use it for? I can just get around like this. But I did notice when I was looking into the villagers before that one of the trades is some lunar sapphires, and the moon buggy schematic will get you the tier 2 rocket schematic, which is the one that I actually need. And now that I realize that, I don't have the sapphires with me. I gotta go back to my and there's another dungeon right there. Might as well. Yes, I've been looking for this. This enchantment is just the shimmer enchantment. It just makes it glow. It doesn't actually enchant it. Apparently mobs disappear if they go into the boss room. See, that's so much faster when I can use my crossbow to kill these things. So much faster to kill them than trying to kill them using the stupid sword, because they keep picking me up and throwing me around. Alrighty, let's go and see what we get in this one. Yes! That's what we want. The tier 2 rocket schematic. Now we don't have to find the village anyway, so... yes, so there's a few different recipes that we can do, so we can get like these different music discs. And these are really cool too, by the way. I actually have this one, the Dire Straits Money for Nothing disc. It's really cool. It sounds really cool. 100% sure I cannot play it on YouTube, because I guarantee you it'll get copyright claimed. But it's really cool. It's actually a really good 8-bit version of Dire Straits song. I love how there's still wind noise when you're flying with an Elytra, even though there's no air. Alright, couple things we're going to do. So first thing, I'm going to throw this stuff. Alright, so we've got these two schematics. And what we need to do now is we need to take these to our NASA Workbench, plug them in, and see what is required in order to make it. And I believe it's mostly a bunch of like the raw meteoric iron and stuff. So we'll head back home and see you in a second here in the factory. What? And they say you can't get server lag on a single player game. And no, this is single player, you can tell. That's how you can tell that it's single player. Okay, if this was a server, those blades would continue spinning while I have the pause screen up. Okay, so now that we're back here in my base, there's a few things that I want to do right away. First, we're going to put the rockets back, put it there, and then that will let it fill back up with firework rockets from my ME system. There it goes. But I always want to put the extra rockets that I have in my inventory back into the crate before I put the crate back into the spot, because otherwise the system will try to put, fill the whole thing up with rockets. And basically I just don't want it to make, I don't want it to make any rockets that it doesn't actually have to be making. Like if it doesn't need to be making the rockets, don't make the rockets. Anyway, this is the box that I was gonna have to come back for because I left the sapphires in here, but it's fine. So, what we gotta do now is we're gonna go over here, and this is our NASA Workbench that we use to make all of the fun Galacticraft stuff. But the reason why I grabbed this guy, despite already having one, and there's no reason to have a second one, is because I can throw it into this. And this is actually, I've already run my rocket through here. My tier 1 rocket has already been run through this process and is gone. No more. Yeah, see, like here, there's Britannia. Like, I think this is actually the battle music. I think this is actually the battle music that plays when you're fighting Gaia from Britannia. There's 11. Yep, there we go. So we get a little bit of compressed iron and a little bit of compressed aluminum out of that. So we can use that for making other things going forward. So what we got to do is we go into this, we hit next, and that adds new schematic, and then we can put our moon buggy in here, unlock, and now we go look and we have the moon buggy schematic. So we can actually fill in what we need in order to be able to craft the moon buggy here. And then if we go and put the tier 2 schematic, hit unlock, now we have the tier 2 rocket schematic. So now we can go in here and we can say our tier 2 rocket is this guy right here. So this will give us the actual pattern, because this doesn't tell you what you need to put in here. Like this mod requires you to have JEI. Because there's no other way to find out how to actually make this tier 2 rocket. You don't get it from the schematic. You have to use JEI. So that tells me what I need to make. So some of it's the same stuff that we already use, like the nose cone is the same, the rocket engine is the same, the fins are the same, but we're going to need these Tier 1 boosters, and we need the heavy-duty plate Tier 2 in order to do that. I'm going to work on building the Tier 2 rocket, and I don't think... Yeah, so there's only the one version of the launch pad, so we don't have to worry about building a new launch pad. I did put the old one back up in its spot. I think that's probably going to about cover things for this episode. This is going to be kind of a shortish episode today because I've accomplished what I set out to accomplish, and the things that I need to do going forward are going to take a little bit of time for me to put together, because I got to build that. I gotta build the Tier 2 rocket, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to get done in this episode, and I'm drawing a blank. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call things here for today. Thank you guys for joining me on our little adventure. I'm really surprised that it only took 2 dungeons. I was really expecting to have to do multiple dungeons in order to get the schematic that I need, or even to have to go get it from one of the alien villagers because I've done this before. I've played Galacticraft stuff before, and the last time I had so much trouble finding that Tier 2 rocket schematic, and I had oodles and oodles of moon buggy schematics. It was just ridiculous. So that was kind of what I was thinking was going to happen this time, but I don't know. I guess we call it streamer luck or YouTuber luck, whatever you want to say, that I got it second try, not first try, but I got it pretty quickly. So anyway, yeah, we're going to go ahead and call things here for today's episode. I hope you guys really are enjoying this series. I know I'm enjoying playing it. Let me know, if nothing else, hit that like button to let me know that you're enjoying these videos. Comment, let me know what you think I'm doing well. If you think there's anything I could improve, let me know. If there's anything that you want to see, if there's something that I've been forgetting to show you in these videos, let me know down in the comments, and I'll make sure to give you guys a look at it next time. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future episodes. We're going to Mars next. Should be pretty cool. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next video. Have yourselves a wonderful day, wonderful evening, whatever time of day it happens to be for you. I hope it's going well for you. Until next time, have yourselves a wonderful time. I'm repeating myself. I'm going to go. Good night, guys. Happy Minecraft.